Check, check. Check, check. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another live stream. In this live stream, we're going to be talking about how to schedule yourself so that you can kind of set yourself up so that you're not just rail thin during the wintertime. I know a lot of people are, not a lot of people, but if you're new to the industry and this is your first winter, you might be a little thin. So we're going to talk about 2019 and how to kind of set yourself up so that you're not going to be hurting next year. So all that and more coming up. What's going on, guys, and welcome to Window Tinting Business, where we strive to inform, inspire, and improve you as a professional. As always, my name is Patrick, and if you're interested in window tinting as a side job to improve your current skills or as a full-on career, start right now by subscribing to the channel. Make sure to hit the bell notification if you want to get notified whenever we go live or whenever we update new videos, which are coming after February. There's more videos going to be coming, more weekly videos, actually. As well, make sure to check out our community over at Window Tinting Business on Facebook at the Facebook groups. So go ahead and check that out. If you're not a member of that, make sure to go ahead and do so as well. And let me see here. topics today, again, like I said, we're going to be talking about how I'm going to be scheduling the year, or how I would be scheduling the year, so that this is going to be like worst case scenario to kind of do the math and figure out if this is something that you can get away with, especially if you're trying to start and launch your own company like this year, and kind of how do you schedule it out. Obviously, we'll be doing some Q&As as well, but before we go ahead and do that, I just go ahead and give out some quick shout outs over here. I see some people in the chat over here. Tropical Shade Tinting, what's going on? Jaybird, how you doing? Tim Martinez, Juan, hey, how you doing? M Salvo, what's going on? The dude in here, Hummel's House of Tint, what's going on? Jake Graham, I'm glad you're still awake. Jake reached out to us on the community over on Facebook. He was not 100% sure if he was going to be able to make it, because he said he's asleep at that time. So I'm glad you guys are here. Last week, though, we're going to be here on Wednesdays. We're going to be going back to Tuesdays next week. Not back to Tuesdays, because the Tuesday for the last 2 weeks either fell on Christmas or New Year's. And I just didn't want to go ahead and do that to you guys, especially if you guys were doing stuff, of course, as always. So that's why we were on Wednesdays, but now no more. But before we get going, let's go ahead and talk about some of our sponsors here today. At first, we're going to be talking about CertifiedTinter.com. CertifiedTinter.com is going to be your premier online training center. It looks like our tentative launch date is going to be February the 5th. That is so far going to be it. We got a couple ideas going on, but it looks like February 5th is going to be our launch date, and that's when you're going to be going. And CertifiedTinter.com, if you guys don't know, it's a collaboration between me and Matt from Tint Stuff, and we're going to be having a library of online resources that you're going to be able to watch videos. We're going to be releasing new videos weekly, and we'll also be able to. And the good thing is that Matt and I both are going to be releasing new videos weekly onto the website, but we are also going to be releasing it on our YouTube channels as well. So, I mean, if you guys can't afford to be a part of CertifiedTinters.com or CertifiedTinter.com, you'll still be able to go ahead and get the information. But being a member of CertifiedTinter.com, you're going to be able to get a lot of other more detailed information. We're going to have shorter videos that are going to be available to the public, but you'll be able to go ahead and get the full-length videos, plus access to me and Matt as well for any Q&As, and then also discounts through merchandise and manufacturers, distributors, things of that nature. So it's going to be a bunch of good stuff as well. And also, let me see here. Hold on, I want to make sure. And also, this live stream is sponsored in part by you guys as well as through Super Chats. If you guys don't know, Super Chats are basically a way that you're going to be able to go ahead and donate to the channel, and all proceeds go obviously to help support the channel, and all is appreciated. You guys are always generous, always so nice, and I definitely appreciate you guys for doing that as well. And before we go ahead and let's go ahead and go into the topic here. Now, I'm going to be full disclosure. I'm going to be telling you guys what and how I would be doing these my scheduling, and in part how I am actually going to be doing my scheduling as well. So for those of you guys that don't know, I work for a shop. I do have my own side business, but that's moonlight. I work 6 days a week at the shop that I work at now. So the only times that I have available to work on my own side business, my side window tinting business, is either in the evenings after I get home, which I can do because I have my garage set up with lights and things. So I could do that if I really wanted to, or Sundays. Sundays is my only available day. So, I mean, I don't live in the Bible Belt, so I don't have to worry too much about people not coming because it's Sunday. But as of right now, that's working for me. I get taken care of fairly well over at the shop, and because I'm a single income family, I have to be very particular and be very careful in regards to how much risk I take, because it's not just me. If it was me, I'd live out of a cardboard box and eat ramen. But I got two little ones and an old lady that depend on me. So the moves I make have to work. There's no exception and no other option besides that. So I'm going to be telling you a little bit about what I'm doing this year, how to set myself up for 2019 a little bit better than I did in 2018. But I'm also going to be talking about how, if you're interested or thinking about swaying into working into your own business, how much money do you really need? How much money could you really get? And I'm going to be working with worst case scenarios. So first and foremost, I am not going out on my own this year. Not this year. I probably have another year to 2 years before I plan on opening up my own shop or getting my own location at least. It is something that I want to do. It is something that I eventually will do. But again, the risk factors, I got to make sure that I am prepared and that it's going to be successful. It will most likely be, but I want to make sure I have enough startup capital just so that I know it's not a problem at all. But one thing that I am doing this year, working with the shop that I am working with, is that last year I really struggled with in regards to taking time off. Basically, I get the same set amount per day, but if I don't work, then I obviously don't get paid for that day. So if I was sick, sometimes I'd have to just push through it because I wasn't very. I didn't put any. I mean, I don't get paid vacation. No, I don't think any tinters get paid vacation. And if you do, you're very lucky to. The only way to get paid vacation is I would literally have to save up however much I make in a day, my take home. I'd have to save that up, and then that's how I'd get a paid vacation. And that's actually how I am doing it this year. I am putting away. It's supposed to be like $43 or something like that. But every week I'm going to be putting away $50, and then that'll cover what my daily take home is. At the end of the month, I'll basically generate one day off. So I'll take that money and I'll put it to the side. And then that way, like if my kids are sick, or if I have to take off, or if I am personally sick, or if I want to take a vacation and I don't want to miss out on the money because I'm like, let's say I take a week-long vacation, I can't like not make money that week. So that's one of the things that I'm going to be doing this year, different from last year. And I am, with that, I'll be generating one day off per month, right? And there's 12 months in the year. So at the end of the month, or at the end of the year, I'll basically be able to pay myself for a 2-week paid vacation. Essentially, it's just it's a workaround. It's me being able to just pay myself for that. Now if I only take a week of that vacation, then I can either take that other week's worth of income and either invest it in elsewhere. I can spend it on stuff. I can do whatever I want with it. Maybe save it for 2020, who knows. But it's always good to save, and it's always good to prepare for the worst case scenario, because what you really don't want is you don't want to not have money. That's pretty much the worst possibility, and especially during the wintertime. So let's talk about what it would take for me to be on my own and how much I would have to generate. I get paid very well. I get paid just shy of $75,000 a year for the shop I work at, which is exceptional income. I don't think I've ever even really announced that to anyone. And it's not, I don't say it because I want to boast. I'm not saying it for, I'm saying it because I'm going to be going over some numbers that we're going to be talking about today, and I want them to all, I want you to be able to relate to where those numbers are coming from and why I'm using those numbers, and then you can just adjust those numbers accordingly for your own personal income, whether it be $35,000 a year, $50,000 a year, $52,000, $65,000, whatever your income is, So as long as you can live off of that. For me, my current salary right now, I cannot. It's a little bit more difficult for me because that's one of the decisions that I need to make, that if I'm going to be opening up and doing my own business, I need to either generate at least the same amount of money that I'm making now. So that does make it a little bit more difficult on my end because I get paid so well. It takes a lot. I'd have to basically be pretty successful right off the rip. So for me, I would need to the finances have to be correct for me. I'd have to make at least $75,000 a year, or else it's not the right move for me, because I'll be taking a hit. And I can't do that again with my family and things of that nature. So so I did some math. Let me go ahead and go over here. Where's my screen share? Where am I today? Here we go. I'm going to do that. Let me go ahead and pull up a calculator before we get started. There it is. Let's pull up the whole thing here. And let's switch over here. Okay, so here's the calculator right here. So, like I said, the income needs to justify, right? So this is going to be worst case scenario, absolute worst case scenario. And before I get started, let me go ahead and actually just switch back to here before we get to the math. So let's talk a little bit about the full year of being a window tinter. Okay, so basically, this is what I say, and again, this is going to be worst case scenarios. Basically, you have 2/3 of the year. That's going to be you're going to be working 2/3 of the year. 1/3 of the year is basically going to be dead for you. I've worked at a number of different shops, 2 of which that have been established for more than 10 years, and every time November, December drop at least 75%. I almost said 50% before, but at least 75%, and that is an actual fairly accurate number. 75%. That's a big drop. Okay. So, and that typically happens in, I always say about halfway of October, but for sure by November, for sure by December. Why? Obviously because of Thanksgiving. People are going to be traveling. Thanksgiving is the number one travel holiday of the year. So people travel a lot through that time frame. And obviously Thanksgiving, but then also people are saving up for Christmas for in December as well. So that's why people don't spend. When people spend money on other things, then obviously they're not spending money on tinting. So it's just a natural thing. Now, typically January is pretty dead because people just spent all their money on whatever money they had left over after Christmas. They blew it on New Year's. That's pretty much it. So January's a bust, and then February is usually a bust too because people spend money on Valentine's Day. So any money that they might have saved up in January, they spend it on their old lady or the significant other or themselves on Valentine's Day. And you're really, really waiting. I always say about March, and you're waiting for March because you're really waiting for people to get their tax returns. And at that point, that's go time. That's go time. So like now, it's still January, still February, right? You're still going to get work in. Like actually, today was the first day I came back since the 22nd. And heck, we had 3 or 4 or 5 cars, and we got another 5 or 6 lined up tomorrow. So it's actually looking pretty good, right? But usually January, February is dead, right? So where do you get paid from that? Well, you get paid from that from 2018, last year. So 2018 should be floating me through January and through February. And then in March, that's what's really going to start the beginning season. Reason why is because obviously people get their tax returns. And when people have money, tax returns, that's when they start spending money on tint. And then it starts getting warmer. It starts getting hotter. And then people start buying more tint because if you're squinting, you're thinking about tinting. And it's kind of cheesy, I know, but whatever. Anyways. So, and then that will go all the way through. So you're going to be making money from March until about October, I would say. I would say about that. Those 8 months. March, April, May, June, July, September, October. 7? Wait, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Wow. It's been a long day. Sorry. Okay, so those 8 months. Okay. And when the getting's good, you gotta get it, all right? And you gotta put your nuts away for the winter time. So this is how I would break it down, and this is gonna be worst case scenario for me. Let me switch back over here. So at any given day, I know, and then this is gonna be kind of where you follow and you put your own numbers in here. So we have already established that I need to make at least $75,000 a year to be able to survive, because that's what my current salary is now. So let's kind of input some basic numbers and see how it works. I know I'm going to be working 8 days a week, right? And I know for the average car, it takes me about an hour and a half. So let's do 8 divided by 1.5. And that gives me 5.33. So that's 100% time filled. I can do 5.33 cars in a day. Okay, obviously I can't do 0.33, so let's just call it 5. I'm going to round everything down. That way these are realistic numbers, right? So I can do about 5 cars in a day. Okay, but you're not going to pack 100% of your time. So a good number I would say is that you'll probably book about maybe 75% of your time when you're busy. So 5%, 75% of that. Let's multiply that 0.75. Equals, you're going to be doing 3.75 cars a day. Let's just do it right there. And let's just assume that you're going to be able to 3.75 cars in a day. That's at 75%. Let's assume that your car, per car, you're going to be charging, I'd probably say about $100 I don't want to say 125. Let's call it 150. I'd say 150 is a pretty good ballpark figure of like an average price per car, right? So, so where are we at? 3.75 times 150 equals 562.50. 562.50. That's in a day. That's in a day. And then I'm gonna be working 6 days a week. So the number of days you make, that's how much I could generate in a week. And then I'm gonna be working in 8 months. There's 34, 26. How many? 33.75. Remember that. 8 times 4, not 7. 4 equals 32 weeks. So I'll be working 32 weeks straight. So 32 times, where did it go? 3375. Boom, $108,000 that I could generate within that 8 months. Again, I'm going to assume that November, I know I said 75% drop off, but you're going to assume that November is going to be dead. December going to be dead. January dead. February dead. Just assume that, right? So now you only have $108,000 to work with. Let's assume that your overhead costs. Now, this is like, it would be a little bit harder if this was a brick and mortar. On a brick and mortar shop, this might be difficult. You might not be able to get away with this, right? But as a mobile tinter, I think this is definitely in the range that you could get away with. So let's say $108,000. Let's just say that your overhead, in a perfect world, your film cost should be about 10%, which would leave you and I would say another 30%, another 20% to pay for advertising, pay for insurance, pay for tools, pay for film, or not film, excuse me, anything else in addition to your film costs. So let's say that you can run at a 30% overhead, and it leaves you, let's see, with 0.7 times 0.7, so $75,600. That right there would mean that I could basically work. If I would have to start working in March, and I would have to continue to work all the way through October, and I would have to at least book 75% of my time for a minimum of $150 per. $150 per. And we did the math here. Look, we looked at it right here. That's averaging to $562.50 per day. That's gross, not net. Okay, so that's what I want. But you got to keep in mind as well, you're going to get all this in 8 months, but you got to be able to stretch it, so for those 4 dead months. So what I would do, 4 months out of 12 is a third, right? So whatever you get, whenever you get this 562, you got to keep in mind, you're going to be getting 562.50, right? And this is what you're going to get per week, right? Let's say you pay yourself weekly, and this is what you get. This is your gross, right? Obviously, you're going to put 30% away to cover your film costs and any other overhead costs, right? So automatically you're down to $393.75 per week. And then, no, that's per day. Excuse me. That's per day. Apologize. And then from here, what you're going to do is that you're going to multiply this by 0.66. And then if 0.66 would be what you take home, or 0.33, or a third, this is what you're going to put away. This is what you're going to be able to do and put this away into savings. So whatever after your overhead, whatever you're left over, you chop a third of that and put that to the side, because that money is going to float you through November, December, January, and February. So I hope I'm not losing you guys here. And this is the way that I would do this. And even if we did let's say we redid the numbers at 5. Remember, 75% is 3.75, so that's always going to be the same. But let's just say I did it at $125 a car. That's $468.75 per day. I work 6 days a week, and that's working, what did we say, 32 weeks a year? $90,000. After taking away 30% of overhead, you're still left with $63,000. Now, if you can survive off of $63,000, I'd say that's pretty good. And you can kind of go ahead and go and launch at that time. So this is kind of like how you figure out the math when you're ready. Keep in mind as well, even at $63,000, what was it? It was 90. What was it? 90. It was actually right on the nose, 90, right? 46 times 6 times 32, 90,000. Where would 63 come from? Let's do the math again on that one. 3.775 times 1.25 times 6 days a week times 32 weeks a year, $90,000. Okay, so at 30% of that, at least 27,000, right? Assuming that you have a 10% film cost, that leaves 17,882 for the rest of the year, and you could spend that on either advertising. I'll be honest with you, a lot of mobile guys, they don't really get insurance. You're supposed to get insurance, but a lot of mobile guys don't get insurance. Get insurance if you should be paying for insurance, because you're gonna pay it either way. You're either gonna pay it out of pocket when you do damage something, or you're gonna have to pay insurance. Well, it's one of the two. It usually is. But full disclosure, there's a lot of window tinters, a lot of mobile window tinters that don't have insurance. Is it right? No, I don't know. It's not. Is it ethical? No, it's not. But it's reality. It's the way of the world, unfortunately. So at 17,820, you divide that by 12 months. That's $1,485 that you can do. Maybe you're spending $500 a month on advertising. There's some seed money, some capital that you can use to generate more business. Now, also keep in mind, these numbers I'm talking about are going to be the absolute minimum. This is if I book 75% of my time, if I'm only working 8 months a year, if I'm only booking $150 gigs, or in this situation right here with the 90,000, $125,000 gigs, which I'll be honest with you, I am totally thinking right now, as I advertise, the very most affordable dyed film I offer is $180, right? And the reason why is because I don't want old shit cars. I'll be honest with you, right? I want newer cars. I want 1 to 2 years old. I want Mercedes. I want BMWs. I want higher end clientele. I don't want luxury. I don't want Lamborghinis, Ferraris. I don't want that, but I do want high end. I want Audis, Mercedes, BMWs, Maseratis, things of that nature. So in my mindset, like, I'd rather go high. But what I've learned in the last couple of years, moonlighting, right? I'm a full-on professional window tinter. But I'll put on Craigslist, I'll put on Facebook, I'll put advertising out that that I do window tinting, moonlighting on the side. From time to time, I'll get a decent ceramic job, but most of the time, it's kind of more difficult for me to land gigs. Surprisingly, Craigslist is very, very popular and works well for me. But I've noticed that my free time has been more and more when I bumped up to $180 minimum. That's entry. That's first. That's the most affordable film I have. I think I go 180, 280, 380. I think that's the one I go. But here's the thing, and this is my mindset. Number one, it's nice to have 180, right? But if I'm not booking any gigs at 180, I'd rather do 2 gigs at 125 than do no gigs at 180, right? The math just makes sense. Also, too, I got to think at the end of the day, I got to think of what my take home is, what I want to take home, how much I take home, and I can't be greedy, right? Right now, my take home is about 175 a day. So, and I'm working. I commute. There's an hour drive for me each way. Then I'm supposed to be at the shop for 8 hours, but I'm usually there for 7. So let's call it a 9-hour day. In 9 hours, I make $175. That's my take home, right? So I got to think of that and keep that in my head as well. Like at $125, and I just do 3 cars, that'll takes me probably 4.5 hours, half the time that I would normally be. I'm making $375. Minus time. Let's take away the 30%, $260. I'm making almost $100 more than I would have, and I'm doing like the cheaper stuff. It's definitely easier. If you guys, like, everyone wants to be like the higher end shops that get the higher end cars and things like that. But if you're not booking anything, you gotta drop your prices. You gotta swallow some pride. And then keep in mind, this is, again, I'm making $100 more at $125 a car. Right? I'm working only 4.5 hours versus 9 hours, and I'm making more money. You know, so sometimes I'm a prideful guy, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to do cars for 125. I'm a professional. Get out of here. You take it over to $100 shops or whatever. But there's a reason why $100 shops are around. You know, and the market that they're in may not allow for, you know, $250 minimum jobs, $200 minimum jobs, even though you'd like to be. I digress over there here. Sorry, but the point is that that when you're breaking down these numbers over here, the 90,000, the 108,000, you really have to just determine, after you take away your overhead, a couple of things that you have to think in mind is that you have to put away, you have to feed the monster, right? So if you're making $108,000 because you're doing it, where is it, 108? That was the 108 number right there, right? So if we're making gross 108 a year for the business, you can't just go out and spend 108 grand. Number one, you owe taxes. Number two, the business has to move on something. Plus, you have to feed yourself for the wintertime. So don't be a dummy and just spend all the money. So yeah, and you gotta also understand, can your business survive off a 30% overhead? Maybe you need to adjust it to 40%, and then take a look at the income. What does your income change from 30% to 40%? Can you survive off that amount? That's something you have to think about as well. And then you have to be diligent about putting your money away for the winter time. It's very, very important. It's to be long term in this game, to be able to be successful and be prepared is the real key that you want. Let me move back over here. It's a little warm in here. My case, basically, you know, to sum it all up, 2019. If you want a good end game, you have to have a very good beginning start, right? It's kind of like when my boss, we were looking at the numbers, and we were down a little bit. We were down about 10 to 15,000 from the previous year, but we looked at it in November, and I looked at her. I said, "What do you want me to do? It's November. There's nothing we could do. The year's over. That's it. It's a wash." You know, if I knew this in June, it'd be a different story. And that's another thing too that I'm doing. I am doing a daily log. What cars I do, so I know whether it's roll-ups, full cars, front windshields, and how much we're making off those each one, so I can determine, you know, kind of where we are and where we stand and how much we should be making, and we can adjust our approach accordingly. So let me go ahead and go over here, check the chat out a little bit here. Ooh, a lot of talky. A lot of talky. I see my boy Julian Florin. What's going on, Julian? How you doing, man? All the way from the UK. It's been a minute, Julian. It's been a minute. Yeah. Sorry, I kind of might have bored you guys a little bit. I go off on the math and whatnot, but you know, these are some of these things that kind of just go off the cuff of my, you know, off the top of my head. I try to make some bullet points, but I don't like script my live streams. So sometimes if they get jumbled, sometimes I go on tangents and things of that nature. It's just me. That's just how I am. It's how I talk. It's how I do everything. Because when I try to plan too much, then it seems over scripted, and then I kind of just like, it doesn't feel original. It doesn't feel like, you know, from here. So if I lost some of you guys, I do apologize. If you guys had any questions about what I'm talking about right now or anything else like that, let's go ahead and just jump into the Q&A section here. Give me one of these right here. And as always, I'm going to go ahead and roll up to the very top of the Q&As. Let's see here. You know what's funny? Because I have two screens, right? The screen that has my camera right here, but then I also have another screen that I usually keep my chats on. But the actual broadcast itself, like I'm on this side, and then the chat is like right here. So it always looks like when I'm looking at the second screen, it looks like I'm looking at the chat in the screen. I don't know. Sorry, I'm a dork. Don't mind me. A lot of Happy New Year's. Else, I did see this. M Salvo said, Xmas gift certificates for Tint. That's a great idea. It's not original. I mean, everyone's had gift certificate ideas, but that is a good one. He says he did gift certificates for Tint. He hired a sign holder with an Xmas sign, gift certificate signing starting. It looks like he started mid-November to and had one of those sign guys, gift certificates available or something like that. And he stood out there for 15 hours a week. And during the high times during the traffic, when there's traffic and a lot of traffic out there, he said he sold about $4,500 worth of stuff up until Christmas Eve. So a month and a half, he boosted another $4,500, which is, I'd say, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. More is more, more is more, as always. But that game, plenty of prepaid work to get into tax season. That's right, baby. That's right. Prepaid work. That's the key too. If you need to, some people are like, oh, I don't like gift certificates because they pay me, but then when the car comes in, I don't get paid for it. But you do. You get paid ahead of time. Now this strategy may not work especially in the Midwest, or in the north if you're above the Mason-Dixon line. Basically, it only works in the South during the wintertime, essentially in the South, because it's freaking freezing, and sign holders don't want to be in freezing weather spinning signs, right? The dude, anyone here independent contractors? Yes, I am. Oh, and I think I said this. Happy New Year to everyone. I hope I said this. Sometimes I go straight into these live streams. Happy New Year to everyone. It's 2019. If you guys saw, I did like a new picture thing. Nothing too crazy stuff, but so yeah, 2019. We're trying to keep it fresh, keep it lively. I hope everyone had a good one. I hope everyone's safe. I hope no one blew up their hands with fireworks or anything stupid. Okay, Todd H says I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos the last few weeks. I'm going to do the side windows on my truck so that I have a good goal to go by. How long should it take to do these? I can't just you can't just shoot an answer. How long does it take me to do a side window? It takes me 8 minutes to do a side window. But I've been doing it a long time. I've done thousands and thousands and thousands of windows. The very first car I ever tinted took me 6.5 hours. That was 4 sets of roll-ups, 2 sets of quarters, and a back window on a hatchback. Keep in mind, this wasn't even a sedan. 6.5 hours. That's how long it took me. So, my goal: don't think about time, just think about doing it right. It could take you a lot longer. It might take you an hour per window, but as long as it's right, as long as you're doing it right and it's clean, that's all that matters. Time is irrelevant. So I think when I first started, I was at like 27 minutes a window, maybe even 45 minutes a window. Yeah, speed comes with repetition and time. So don't be afraid. Don't worry about the speed. Is irrelevant. I can tint a car in 6 minutes. It's not going to look good, but I can tint a whole car in 6 minutes. Or I can take my time, still be pretty diligent, be done in an hour and 15, and it's going to look phenomenal. So again, don't worry about the time. Worry about the cleanliness. Just Ride, Happy New Year to you, brother. Roger Franco, where is Mike Powell? Mike Powell is actually on vacation with his family. He's going through, he's in Florida somewhere. He's about, I think about 100 miles away from me. He's on vacation with his family, so he's probably not. Yeah, he's still traveling and whatnot. He'll be here next week, I'm sure, though. Juan P asked, how much is it going to be? Certified Tinter is going to be $25 a month is what it's going to be. It's a subscription-based service. And with the $25 a month, you're going to be able to gain access to the website that's going to have the video library. We're also going to be getting in line with affordable training film. I believe as a member, we're going to be selling it at cost. So however much it costs for us to get the film and send the film, that's how much we're going to charge you. We're not going to be making money off the training film. Now, if you're not a member, you're still going to have access to the store, but we're going to charge you for it. And we're probably going to make some money off of it. But as a member, we're going to charge you cost for training film, right? Because what's the website is here is designed to help you get better as a trainer, as a window tinter. So we want to give you the tools that can do so. So you're going to be doing that. Matt and I are going to be releasing new videos once a week. So you're going to get 2 new videos per week. We're going to be releasing it live, and then we're going to be there answering some, having some Q&A there as well. You're also we're setting up relationships with different manufacturers and distributors so that we can get a discount with our buying power as a site. So you could get probably anywhere between 10 to 15% off by going through our website, and a bunch of other good benefits that we're going to be rolling out. But yeah, right now $25 is going to be the monthly, and I think possibly, and this is not set in stone, but we may possibly not charge at all. Maybe for the first quarter, it'd be free to everybody. And gain full access, and gain, and then that way we just roll out the videos as we roll out, because we know it won't be as extensive. So it gives people a chance to kind of feel it out and kind of see. So I hope that answers your question. Tropical Shade Tinting with the $5 super chat. Definitely appreciate that, my friend. Thank you. Daniel Reyna coming in with a $10 super chat. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate that. Todd H with the $5 super chat coming in here. Says, thank you for the informative videos and for the inspiration to try this myself. Todd H, good luck, my friend. Patience is a virtue in this industry. So good luck. Daniel Reyna says, what up, homie? Cats Auto Tint here, Central California. Wow, my year is off to a good start. And, we had a really good start too. Today was the first day, and I think we had a pretty good one. Usually, like I said, we're usually not busy until, like, I'd probably say till March. Tax turns come back in, but we broke, I think, about $750-800 for today. Probably worked half the day, maybe. Worked on other stuff in the shop. So yeah. Daniel Reyna says, I take 2 days off now, Sunday and Monday paid. That is what's up, baby. That's what's up. The goal for me is to not work the weekends. I want to work Monday through Friday. I'm a family guy. So I want my weekends to be available for my kids, and my old lady, things of that nature. There's a tinner in the industry. He said it best. He says, my level of importance is God, my family, and my shop. And I thought that that really hit there. Because I wouldn't say like I'm a Jesus freak, but I would say I'm spiritual. I got a cross tattooed on my back. So I would say that I am definitely spiritual. I'm into my family, and then the shop is a method to be able to support them and do right by them. So I liked that. So the IRS is listening. The IRS can listen all day long, baby. We're just talking about numbers, and these aren't just because I put up numbers on the board, they don't mean it's real. And I'm telling you, y'all should probably pay your taxes. That's for sure. Because if you don't pay your taxes, Uncle Sam's gonna get you. They're gonna get you. But yeah, it's okay to talk about money. I don't care. I'm not afraid of the IRS because I pay my taxes. So. So Daniel Reyna brings up a good point. Math. If you get paid $75,000 working for yourself, you should generate twice that much. So $150,000, which is definitely true. Yes, I agree with you there. Here's the key, with your experience, you should be able to generate a base of customers. Should multiply times X. So yes, do I believe that if I opened up my own shop, I could make $150,000, $200,000 a year? Absolutely. Realistically, I'd probably be more comfortable in saying that I'd probably break around $250,000 a year, and I'd be really comfortable with that. Because I'm not a greedy man. I just need enough money to buy little things. I'm not gonna, if you want to be a millionaire being a window tinter, you're in the wrong business. You're in the wrong business unless you got a lot of capital and you got big aspirations. But I guess it could be possible. But my key right now is that I'm going to be working on building my clientele as of right now. So I want in 2019, what I'm going to be doing is I'm still working on my side business. I'm still working at the shop I'm at now, but I'm trying to maximize my free time with my side business. So I want to start booking more cars at night, maybe one car at night after work, and filling up my Sundays. And when I start doing that consistently, I'm going to start building up a clientele base. People are going to know me more, refer me more, and then that work's going to come in. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to save the money for that to generate the startup capital I need, for my shop. So I don't want to jump off too early. Like, I can't jump off and say I want to start my own shop right now, number one, because I have no capital to start up. I need at least, at very best, 15 grand minimum. Some people are like, you need to put 6 months worth back. That means I got to put like 37,000 away. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of cheddar. So, well, I lost my train of thought here. My point. Oh yeah, if I remember, I don't want to jump into my own side business fully right now because I don't have. I'm not maximizing my free time and available time already as it is. So I think because again, I've only been in this market about a year or two, so I want to make sure that I build up a good underground. People know me, and then I'll go from there. Todd H, I don't want to have to buy a 100-foot roll just starting out. I mean, I think you might be able to buy 50-foot rolls, but they're going to charge you more. They're going to charge you a chop cut and then a boxing cut and fees and stuff like that. If this is something you really want to do on the side, just get the 100-foot roll, Todd H. Because you're going to run through it and it's going to be practice film essentially, and that's going to be your investment. That's pretty much it. The dude says, I've been busy taking everyone's excess Christmas money the past week. That's right, baby. That's right. A good time to have some sales is probably after Christmas, because people got Christmas money. That's right. Todd H, I mean, it's not your only option. You could probably get a pre-cut kit, and maybe spend 35, $40 on two front roll-ups. Or you can go to Walmart, I guess, and get like the Gilla film. I always wanted to try to video like that. Like, I want to go to Walmart. I want to buy the Gilla film and the Gilla like installation kit and see if I can. I mean, how good would a window really turn out with that? You can't do it in a full car because I think it only comes in 20-inch rolls. So you can't. The only option is to splice a back window, and I'm not doing that. So probably it might work with front roll-ups. So my option is that you can probably try to get a pre-cut kit online somewhere. And basically the website, you go on the website, you put in your year, make, and model of the car, and they send you the film in the mail, just enough for the car that you're doing. The only problem with that is you can't mess up. Can't mess up, brother. Happy New Year. 5-pound super chat from Julian Florin all the way from the UK. Definitely appreciate it, Julian. Thank you. Thank you very much. Very awesome of you. Uh, Oh, my Lana. What happens if you get hit with hurricane? Yeah, that's a possibility. You know, there's fires and earthquakes in California. It's balls freezing above the Mason-Dixon line. There's tornadoes in Oklahoma, and there's hurricanes and crap. And there's something everywhere. It doesn't matter what it is. Save your money, get insurance. You should be good to go. Are ceramic films more difficult to install? No, they are not. They're just more expensive when you mess up. But they're pretty much the same thing. Todd H says Flex Film won't sell me tint unless I buy a 100-foot roll. Don't buy Flex Film. Lost 6,000 September 2017. Ouch. Salvo. Sorry about that, brother. Yeah, Jaybird. Try Express Window Films. Yeah, Express Window Films and Global. They're both good. Just trying to sift through here. If you guys have any questions, concerns, shout outs, criticisms, now's the time to go ahead and do it. I'm reading through all the. You guys have a lot of questions, but then like you guys like talk amongst each other in the chat, which is awesome. But I'm trying to like decipher your conversations versus people that have questions. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Tropical Shade says, "Wait, how much did you say you make? Can I get my super chat back?" That's hilarious. No, I don't even know how to return it if you wanted to. Actually, you're funny, Tropical Shade Tinting. I like you. You make me laugh. There you go. Oh, where am I at? Where am I at? Where am I at? I've never tried. Guys, what do you think about dry shampoo technique? I've never tried the dry shampoo technique, mainly because I'm stubborn and don't want to listen to Ralph Van Pelt. So, Daniel Reyna, yeah, he says your best advertisements, your reviews on Yelp and Google. People will search and look for your reviews, not. That's my bank. Yeah, you know what? I know Yelp was huge in San Antonio. Like, Yelp isn't really that big here. But Google, I'd understand where Google comes in play for sure. And I'd probably just, ask your clients after you work with a client and tint someone's card. Just be like, listen, I work off of referrals. If you can, if you have the time, if you'd like, send me a review on Google. That'd be a good one. Just got certified, thinking about going mobile. Tom Martinez. Yeah, go mobile, brother. Go mobile. Some people go mobile and stay mobile and love it. They're not tied down to the shop. Another option that you can go mobile is go independent contractor. Go to places like detail shops, 12 volts, places that are in the automotive aftermarket industry but don't offer window tinting. You might have to break the owner off, maybe 25% of your sales, but you don't pay for insurance because they're gonna have insurance. You don't have they give you a space, maybe like on a dead day, like on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. That's when they book your day for tinting. So you pay 25% to the owner, but you don't have to pay for a brick and mortar shop. You don't have to pay for insurance because their shop's taking care of it. I hear people that do that, and they do that with multiple shops. It kind of diversifies their business. If a shop isn't holding their own, they get rid of that shop and they replace it with a good one or another one. It's not a bad model, to be honest. Hummel's House of Tint has a good question. How do you turn away old cars without being an ass to the customers? I am having to say no, but there's always a time I have to. Hummel's House of Tint, don't say no. Never say no, but charge them up the ass and they'll say no. Okay? This is my trick. I never tell people no, but I always overprice everything so they tell me no. It's just, it's not a new trick. People probably been doing it for years or whatnot. Here's a good example. Removal. 1 to 5 years, $150. 6 to 10 years old, $300. 11 plus years old, $450. That's how much I charge for removal. Reason why is because most of the time, people that have an 11, 12, or 13-year-old car is not going to pay $450 just to remove film. I don't want to remove film on a 15-year-old car, a 12-year-old car. But if I have to, I will, and I will get paid, and I will get compensated for it. So don't tell them no, but think in your head, if you absolutely don't want to do it, just overprice the hell out of it, right? But if you're like, I would do it, but I really need to get paid better, then, don't quadruple it, maybe double it or triple it. So that's my option. That's my offer to you. That's my offer to you. Jay Bird says, what's the difference between the Blue Max squeegee and the Red Line? The Red Line is brought to you by Fusion and Fusion Tools. Same guys that make the Fusion handles, the hand jobs. Basically, they're in the industry. $10 to anyone can tell me who owns Blue Max squeegees right now in 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Sorry. You know why? Because no one knows of it. Rumor is that the guy that owned Blue Max, he passed away and now is being ran by the wife and the son. I even heard that Fusion offered to buy them out at a very, very fair price, and they're like, no. And Fusion just came out with Redline. So is there any big difference between the two? Blue Max has been around for a while, but if you guys noticed that the Blue Max, the color really doesn't matter. But before, the Blue Max, you used to be like the it blade, right? But in my opinion, like, I don't know the Blue Max people. I have no clue who they are. I could research and I probably still can't find it. I have to dig and find some really people that have been in the industry for years and years. I don't support people that don't support the industry, right? If you're in it just to make money off the industry, if you're in it just to make money off the hardworking people, the hard tinters here, then I don't support those type of people, because they're in it just to make money. And I'm not a problem with making money. Fusion makes money, but they're in it. They are vested into the industry. Jordan and Nick are awesome people. They're in the communities on Facebook. They go to the tint offs. They go to SEMA. You see them. They're in it. You know what I mean? And they're giving it. Same thing with Robert. Robert with Soak Shield. He gives so much, and he's a benefit to the business. And those are the type of people that I give my money to. Not only people that want to make, I understand they need to make $1. I get that, but they're also in it to like help and make the industry better. So that's why I don't buy Blue Max. Honest. And actually, the Redline is the same durometer as the Blue Max. So the same hardness, like how, if you try to bend it, it's the same hardness. It really is. But I don't know if you guys seen a Clear Max. Have you guys tried to buy a Clear Max lately? It's like $12, $13 for a Clear Max. Get out of here. Get out of here. Daniel Reyna, 6 minutes? I don't think so. Who said 6 minutes? Who could tint a window in 6 minutes? I can do a window in 8 minutes. Sometimes I can do a window in 6 minutes. It may not look great, but it can be done. $1,800. That's a good first day. Nice. Juan says, I did what you said and hit some vendors up and already got 1 roll of practice film for free. That's what's up, baby. That's what's up. Make sure whoever took care of you, make sure you keep them in mind. Keep them in the running when you're ready to buy film. Keep them in mind, my friend. Hilla. The dude says Gilla film is pronounced Hilla. It's color stable because it's purple right out of the box. The dude is funny. Jay Bird asks, is reverse roll better for windshields? Front windshields or back windshields? What I do is I do a hybrid. I don't do a full reverse roll, but I don't do a Frankenstein. I'll roll it about 2/3 and then pull the liner, cut it. So it's kind of like I'm holding open film and then having 2/3 of the film already rolled when I go into a front windshield. That way, and I go from left to right, so I always set the driver first and unroll. That way I always get at least the driver clean and clear. Most of the time I get everything pretty much a clean install, but at least the driver's clean and clear. When you're doing front windshield, you have to get the driver clean and clear. You can have a little smudge or a little on the passenger side. That's totally fine. Not in front of the driver. You're going to have to redo it if that's the case. Yeah, no Gilla. That was a joke, by the way, for anyone that has ever watched me ever in life. Like, I'm not like, don't buy Gilla film. The Toyo 93, enjoy your videos. Question I get asked all the time is, can a sunroof be tinted? Only tinting 2 years, never done it. Yes, a sunroof can be tinted. Some people say we use at the shop that I'm at right now. We use a reflective film, the Comfort line from Formula One, the AM line. Right, it's more reflective, right? Some people say, and it's like anything else. I think I put a post up about two different types of glass cleaner and about how ammonia could damage a scratch resistant coating. My Lana, I even run the group, and people were like jabbing at me. So you always have people on both sides. But oh my god, I lost my train of thought. What the hell was I saying? Oh, sunroofs. Yes. So at the shop we use an AM film. It's a reflective line, right? And the idea is that it's going to reflect the light a little bit more. Some people say that if you don't use a non-reflective film, it absorbs too much in the glass, and then the glass could get too hot to the point of shattering. I've never seen it either way. I've never seen sunroofs break, and so I couldn't tell you either which way. But yeah, that's my experience with that. But you can tint a sunroof. Yeah. Niles Reddick says, how much work would you expect an employee to do for $200, and when to pay more, ask for more? How much work? I always work with 30%. So what is $200? $200 is roughly 700. 700 times 0.3. That's about $210. So you're just shy of 7. So you have to generate. If I'm going to pay someone $200, let's say $200 for the day, they're going to have to do at least around $700 worth of work for me. I'll pay 30%. That's what I'll do. 30 to me, 30. The way I always see it is that 40% goes to the business because you need to feed the monster. 30% goes to the employee because they're working their tail off. 30% goes to the owner because they took the risk of opening the business. That's my personal stance on it. And if you don't agree, sorry. When to pay more, when to ask for more, when you're doing more work. If you're consistently doing $1,500 worth of work, but only getting paid $200, that's a substantial difference of the 30%. If you're continuously doing $1,000 worth of work, then you should be getting paid $300. If you're continuously doing $700 worth of work, then you're worth the $200. So don't ever ask. It's funny because people ask for a raise and they're like, well, what are you doing more to justify that? If you want a raise, you have to put the work in. You know what I mean? To justify the raise. All right, moving on. I finally got to the bottom. Let me see how many people are still in here. What time is it? 10:30. Right at an hour. Oh, right at an hour here. We got about 27 people. That's not too shabby, Abby. Not bad at all. Let's keep it on moving on. All right, let's keep going. This Q&A's. I am now at the bottom. It usually takes me like 15 minutes to get to the bottom of all the Q&A's. But now I'm at the bottom. If you guys are still here, you guys are warriors. Start asking more questions, more comments, more shout-outs, more criticisms. I will be right here. Don't forget, we are doing our live stream on Tuesday, and let me see, what month is it? I think we're only going to be doing about 3 to 4 more live streams, just so you guys know. I'm going to be switching over because if I do topics here, I'm going to be actually doing topics and live streams going on over on the website here. Good question. Green Tea, how many cars have you tinted in your lifetime? Let's see here. Let's do the quick math. I can do 5.33 cars in a day. Assuming that I'm 75%, I'd probably say an honest number. I'll probably say that I tint. Let's see, 2,000 cars in a year. Divide that by 50 weeks. Divide that by 6. 2,000 might be a little high. 1,500 cars a year. Yeah, that seems about right. 1,500 cars a year, and I've been tinting for. I'm working on my 4th year. I've tinted for 3 years. So probably 4,500 cars. 4,500. I'd say is a good average. 45 to 5,000. One, have you done a video talking about the types of films? That is a good one. Probably topic for next week. Winner, chicken dinner. Next week's a live stream. We're going to be talking about fundamentals of window tint. What types of films are out there? What's going on with them? That's what we'll talk about next week. I like it. Thank you, sir. The dude says, where does one get a professional tinting certification? Nowhere. Window tinting isn't like, okay, so like if you're doing like heating and cooling, right? Electricians, things of the like. You don't need to be like. You don't need to. The only people that get certified tinting, certified tinters, is like if you like go to someone's training course, or like let's say you go there, you're certified through them. But there's no like nationwide certification that you need, which would be awesome. But there's really nothing that you need. Unless you need something. To say that you're certified. If you want to pay me a couple $100, I'll send you a certificate that said you're certified by Window Tinting Business on YouTube, and I'll send you a nice little plaque. But if you want to do that, most of the time people get those little certifications to put it up on the wall so that other people can read them. Like their clients are like, oh, look at them. He's certified in PPF and he's certified in blah blah blah. No, we're not brain surgeons, so we don't need like there's no like strict guidelines that we need to go through to be able to be window tinters. Trust me, because most window tinters are degenerates and dummies. So I'm trying to change that by making a better quality tint. I want more live streams. I know, but here's the thing. Okay, so why are the live streams? Okay, I don't know. I think I'll still do live streams, weekly live streams, but I think I'm gonna just strictly go Q&A, just Q&A. Reason being also is because I'm gonna be doing live streams and talking topics on certifiedtinter.com. But because I'm going to be putting it on the website and I'm also going to be releasing it on my YouTube channel, I'm going to be generating content already. So I don't want to, it's like double dipping. I started the live streams because I didn't have time to produce the content that I did before. But now I do have the time and I have a schedule and a set and I have a garage to work out of and things of that nature. So the live streams was a supplement, it was to supplement the videos that I wasn't releasing. So I'm not gonna get rid of them completely, but I'll probably be doing like, I haven't decided whether it's like a 30-minute Q&A per week or maybe like a once a month Q&A just in this live stream here. But I would be going live weekly at certifiedtinter.com. So there's an option. Options. Any good reckless customer stories? Premier Tint Pros, Castle Rock. Reckless customer stories. People that I tell them don't roll the windows down to 3 to 5 days, and as they're driving away, they roll the window down and said, "How many days?" Like dummies. Reckless customer. Yeah, I mean, here's a good one. The guy that I was tinting a back window, and for the back windows, I clear out everything on the seats, and I put the front seats forward so I gain access to the back window. And I was moving a. This was in Alabama, not a very good part. Montgomery, Alabama, which is pretty gangster. Some of my older videos, you'll see me carrying a gun. That was the shop I was at. But I move over a hoodie, and on the deck, there's a loaded AK-47, and loaded, like ready to rock. And this guy did not look very legal. I'll be honest with you. It was a bad part of town. I think he was rolling on a Crown Vic on like fucking 24s or some shit like that. So he was pretty much a gangster, I'm pretty sure. But I'm a weapons guy, so I don't even think about it. I take the mag out and I rack the chamber and clear the round out. And I'm a younger guy. I'm pseudo built. I'm carrying a gun. So the owner of the car was there seeing me do this, and he thought I was like some like off-duty cop or something like that. He was like he was close, standing right behind me with his hand on his gun. I'm like, that was probably one of the craziest things. Also, another one, I almost shot a cop because in the same damn shop, because the shop was open. Like the office was in the same as the shop area. It was all the same. It was one door. You walk in and you have to walk through the shop to get to the back to where the customers is. But the dumbest cop I ever met in my life. And I have the utmost respect for cops. Don't get me wrong. I respect police beyond belief, but like some people are just dummies. So this guy's like fiddling with his holster, his outside the waistband holster, and if you look real quickly, it looks like he's grabbing his gun and ready to shoot me. Like, it's a good thing I clocked his badge on his belt, but he kept doing that. And also, the same cop, I guess he had a new holster. Well, he kept releasing the lock and drawing his weapon like 2 or 3 inches outside the holster and putting it back in. I don't know this guy. I don't know if he bought a fake shield for $10 because he was like dressed like a detective. But what detective that dresses in like slacks and a shirt doesn't know basic firearm knowledge? And no, I have to tell him. I'm like, I know you're a cop, but stop drawing your weapon. Like, you're making me nervous, and I don't like that, and I don't want to do something I don't want to do. That's what I told him. He's an idiot. If you're listening, you're an idiot. I hope you're not a cop still. Kia Optima 2019 back window. Is it hard? Nope. Oh, Daniel Reyna says, yes. For those of you guys that don't know, so he says, Daniel Reyna says, I want to see you do a side window blindfolded. They're talking about Matt released a video, like kind of like the Bird Box like trend that's going around. He did a side window blindfolded, a hand cut side window blindfolded. It would be interesting. I'm trying to find the time to do it because it would be fun. Hopefully, we were kind of busy today and tomorrow, but hopefully I can find some time to go ahead and do that and release it. But yeah, that would be interesting. Questions coming out. Would be a Crown Vic too, for sure. He was gangster for sure. Like these guys didn't care. I tell you what, this one black guy comes in one time and says he says I need nig on my he did a custom decal NIG, and I'm like, really you're gonna make me do this? You're gonna make me do this for real? Alabama, if you're from Alabama, it's a whole different type of animal. I remember when the Confederate flag was being taken down, my Lana, I drove this toll road, and Caroline was her name. She was the sweetest, nicest lady that worked at the toll booth. Same lady every day. I called her Sweet Caroline, from the song kind of, but also because she always had a smile on her face. And one day, she opens up the window. She looks freaking pissed. I'm like, what is going on, sweetie? You're not smiling today. And I guess they were taking down, this is when they were taking down the Confederate flag. And a lot of their like relatives like were in the South. So it's a kind of like a disrespect to them. To them, it's not a representation of being racist or racism or anything of that. It's a representation of their heritage. But in Alabama, it's just a different cut of folk, I'm telling you. Because I was standing there in a gas station getting food or gas or something like that, and this country older guy, white guy, older country guy, is like he says I don't know why they're taking my damn flag down. The Jamaican flag and baggy britches don't bother me. I don't know why they're taking my flag down. And the guy saying this in the middle of a gas station with like, there was like a black guy behind him. The counter person was a black guy, a black woman. And I'm like, geez, no one cared. They're like, it wasn't racist to anyone. Everyone was like, whatever. God, if you've never been to Alabama, just don't go to Montgomery. It's crazy. Someone had a good question. If you weren't using Formula One, what other brand would you use? I'd probably use Global, to be honest. It's a good quality film, good price. But yeah, probably Global. Good ways to get your name out there and get some business coming in for a new company. Most success I've had a lot of good success with Craigslist. In my particular area, it costs $5 to post. You can use Facebook as well. That's always not a bad option. You know, you could do guerrilla advertising. You know, putting business cards on cars in parking lots that don't have tint on them. Going to the local chamber of commerce. You know, going into your neighborhood if you have a neighborhood like a homeowners association, letting people know that you're around. If like there's a newsletter, little things like that to definitely get your name out. Friends, family, that'd be a good one as well. All right, guys. It looks like we're gonna lock it up. I think next week that's a really good topic for Tuesday. Next week we're gonna do you know, window film 101. Let's talk about dyed film. Let's talk about metallized film. Let's talk about hybrid films. Let's talk about ceramic films, nano ceramic, which means I gotta do a little bit of research because I really don't know what the difference between ceramic and nano ceramic is. So I'm gonna find that bad boy out. Also, Google listing is free. That's right, baby. Homeless House of Tint says global all the way. That's right, baby. That's right. That's right. Plus, global is good too because they're one of 3 manufacturers that actually manufacture their own film. You know, Global, Eastman, so Lumar manufactures their own film. 3M doesn't manufacture their own film. If you guys use 3M, sorry, it's Suntech. Sorry to burst your bubble, but you're paying for that 3M logo. Last minute questions, concerns, shout outs, criticisms. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, guys, I'm going to close it out for this evening, and that's going to wrap it up for our live stream. Again, thank you to our sponsors over at CertifiedTinter.com and for you guys here at the Super Chats. Again, big shout-outs to the Super Chats here. Tropical Shade Tinting with the $5 Super Chat. Daniel Reyna with the $10 Super Chat. Todd H. with the $5 Super Chat. Julian Florin with the £5 Super Chat. Happy New Year's, Patrick, from the United Kingdom. Thank you again. Remember, guys, if you're not part of the community on Facebook, make sure to join us, Window Tinting Business. Find the group and join up. Also, if you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notification if you want to be notified whenever we go live or whenever we update new videos at the time as well. Don't forget, next week we're going to be going back Tuesday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is when we're going to be talking next in our next live stream. And again, we're going to be talking about Window Film 101. Going to be doing some basic stuff for you guys so that you guys just have it available for you. Let me think of anything else. Let me check it out here. Let me check the chats again. I don't know who manufactures Johnson. I think Medica. No, I don't know who Johnson, but Johnson is a good film. Last question here. I've seen professional tint shops leave moisture pockets in the tint. I don't. Is that okay for that? Moisture pockets is good. Air pockets, no good. Because you're not going to be able to get all the moisture out. So some, like my spiel for at the end when people get their windows tinted, moisture pockets and moisture pockets are common. Moisture pockets and haziness are common after installation. It's part of the bonding process. That's why we tell you to keep your windows up for the next 3 to 5 days. Yeah, you know what? Most people don't know. Most people won't. Besides Lumar and 3M, most people don't know any other manufacturer. Don't matter about that. People buy 3M and Lumar because most people will Google it. If you Google like best film in the world, they'll probably 3M or Lumar will pop up. But if you're cranking out good work, it doesn't matter. You know, you as an owner will trust that the manufacturer that you provide will take care of you in the event that like film goes bad or something of that nature. But you're taking charge of it. If you're deciding that this, let's say you should decide if you don't want to do 3M or Lumar because you don't want to use the name brand because you're branding. That's the branding that you want to use, right? If you don't want to use that and go that route because you do have to pay for that, right? Lumar is not a cheap film. It would cost. You know, maybe you want to go with Johnson or another film or Global, something that's a little bit more cost effective. You as an owner is trusting and choosing a manufacturer that's going to be good for your clients. Explain that to them. Like most people have never heard of Lumar unless they're searching for it. So it doesn't really matter. It's just a name. Name's the name. Juan with a $5 super chat. Definitely appreciate that, brother. Definitely appreciate it. Shop safety. Yes, yes. Tropical shade tinting. Yes. Don't forget the shop safety subject. We're gonna do that too. Do that. Ooh, it's gonna be one of those two. I'm gonna post it in the next couple of days. You're gonna figure it out. It's either gonna be shop safety or window film 101. That's what I'm gonna do. I'll actually put a. I'll put a post on the YouTube channel underneath the community tab, and I'll have people vote on it which one we'll do, and we'll do that one. No one ever asked what kind of paint the body shop uses. That's right, baby. As long as they get the shit done, who cares? All right, guys, I'm outie. I'm outie 5,000. Thank you again, guys. Thank you, everyone. And I will see you guys next Tuesday, 9:30 p.m. Don't forget. Have a good one, guys.